Hello everyone, Mr. Kaczynski here, working through IXL's 8th grade math skills, section Q. At the time of this recording, I had a brand new skill for you here. It doesn't even have a number in section Q, and it's identify similar triangles. And I've raced this entire skill, and you can do it just using this method pretty much, even though there's a little bit more to similar triangles than this. But I can see that angle G corresponds to angle S. Because they're indicated to be congruent. Okay, I can also see that angle H corresponds to angle Q, and I can see that angle I corresponds to angle R. So we have three pairs of corresponding angles, which does not prove congruence, we know that, but it does prove it does prove similarity. So we're going to say yes, these are congruent. I'm also going to prove it to you one other way. If we look at between G and H, from the 1 mark to the 2 mark, and between S and Q, let's look at those side lengths, 14 to 21. 14 over 21, or 2/3 if you simplify it. And then let's look from angle 2 to angle 3. That's 12. Over here, if we go from angle 2 to angle 3, like the 2 marks to the 3 marks, that's 18. And if you check out 12 over 18, that also simplifies to 2/3. And we got one more ratio we can check here from G to I and R to S. That's a ratio of 6 to 9, which is also 2/3. So that's another way to prove they're similar. Although it's not necessary, you can just use the angle trick. So here we go in this. I see this angle, and there's nothing that necessarily matches it over here on the other one. And at the very least, I see that this has got 1, 2, 3, 4 marks on it, and there's no 4 marks over here. So I can say emphatically, no, these are not similar. Okay, you have to have 3 pairs of corresponding angles that are congruent. Here, okay, we've got Q congruent to either V or X, P congruent to either V or X, and then we've also got O congruent to W, so yes, these are congruent. All right, and we'll check a couple of the angles one more time here. 30 to 18, each one of those is divisible by 6, so we can call that 5/3. That's the ratio. And then we'll also look at the base, the base here, that 50 to the 30, and 50 to 30 also simplifies to 5/3. So one more time, you can see that there's a constant ratio there. You could say that this triangle VXW has been multiplied or dilated by a scale factor of 5/3 to create triangle OPQ. Let's just race through these real quick. I see 1 and 1. I see 2 and no 2. So no, these are not similar. Okay, this one I made sure to throw in on purpose. Obviously the 1 and the 1, and the 2 and the 2 marks on those. So we have 2 pairs. And then we do have this right angle. Those are indicated as exactly 90 degrees, so obviously they're congruent to each other too. So yes, these 2 triangles are similar because they have 3 pairs of corresponding angles that are congruent. One last one. I see 1, and I don't see any 1, so maybe it's N or M, but then I look over here and I do see O that's got 4 marks on it, but I don't see 4 marks over here, so again, I'll say no. You might get a SMART score of 100 on this in a shorter time than it took you to watch this video. I have that much faith in you. So go practice identify similar triangles in section Q of IXL's 8th grade math, and let me know how it goes in the comments.